there's been a change to draft packs that might have gone unnoticed, but actually makes a huge difference to people trying to build their collection by doing draft events. So we're going to break down what's changed and exactly how much more value you get from draft events now. So welcome back to the channel. We're just breaking down the changes to draft events, mostly for the benefit of people that will be doing quick draft events in order to pick all the rare cards, and people who might not necessarily care about how many wins they get in the event. So we're going to break it down. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I make videos like this all the time, helping you get the most out of the free-to-play economy on Magic Arena. Despite what you might hear on Reddit and Facebook, it's actually really good. We've had things change recently, or well, in the last year or two, where we've had golden packs added in that really boosted the value of buying packs in the store, where it used to be just rare drafting in quick draft was the best way to build a collection. Golden packs came in, and then packs from the store are basically worth about 50% more than they were before. So buying packs and not drafting became a pretty viable option. I've got a video about that. I'll link that in the description in case you're interested. So we've now got some added value in draft events because the packs have changed from draft boosters to play boosters, which basically have additional rares in them. The way this breaks down basically means in every pack, when you start a draft and you open up that first pack, you're going to get the guaranteed rare or mythic like normal. There'll be 3 uncommons at least, and there'll be 6 commons at least. And then there will be 3 other slots in that pack that could be any rarity. Basically, you'll have one that's either from the list or the special guest cards for the set. And then you just have 2 others that are called wild cards on like the marketing material and everything from Wizards of the Coast. But it's not wild cards as we know on Arena. It basically just means 2 of those cards can be any rarity from common to mythic. But you also have the list or special guest one as well. So there's 3 slots. There can be additional rares or mythics, or just, commons and uncommons. So that means there's the possibility of getting up to 4 rare or mythic cards in one draft pack, and you're opening 3 draft packs in an event. So there's lots more that you could choose from, although most of the time you're still going to see only 1 or 2. It can be up to 4. So in general, you go to your draft event, you're going to have a lot more opportunity to pick rares, and you'll end up going away with more on average than before. So here are some stats from my drafting experience over the past few sets. Now, during March of the Machine last year, out of 7 draft events I entered, I picked between 4 and 16 rares. But don't let that number sound too good, 16 rares, because that actually included some of the Multiverse Legend cards that are technically rares when you pick them, but they're not from the March of the Machine set, and they are additional rares that can be in a pack. So that gave me an average of 8 rares per draft, but some of that's slightly inflated, so the true value would be slightly less. And then we have Eldraine, the Wilds of Eldraine. I had 9 draft events that I've got the stats for. I picked between 4 and 12 rares with an average of 8, although again, some of those did include some of the Enchanting Tales rares, which, again, like the March of the Machine ones, aren't necessarily worth the same as rares from the actual set. Mainly because when you open packs, you could get some of the Enchanting Tales rares in place of a common, and they don't work exactly the same as getting normal rares from a pack. So again, that's an average of 8 from Wilds of Eldraine, but slightly inflated by some Enchanting Tales rares, although probably not quite as many as March of the Machine. And then we had in Ixalan, I did 12 draft events, picked between 6 and 12 rares, which gave me an average of 7, and that didn't include any of those kind of bonus sheet rares or extra rares. It was just rares from the actual set, so average of 7 there. So I would say about 7 across all of those is pretty average for what I've done. Now, your results might be slightly different, but in theory they shouldn't really be if you're following the principle of picking the rares first and then trying to build the best deck you can around those. And then in Karlov Manor, out of the 5 events I've done so far, I've picked between 8 and 17 rares, which don't include any bonus sheet rares or extra rares. And that gives me an average of 12 per event. So my lowest was 8, and my average of the other ones was 7. And my most was 17, and they are actual, rares from the set. There's nothing, they're not any replacement ones or extra rares. That's just because there are more rares in the actual packs now, so that on pick 1, 2, and 3, you might be able to get 3 rares in a row. So going from an average of 7 or 8 per event to a current average of 12, based on a small sample size, but it's something. It basically means that the amount of rares you can pick in a draft is up by about 50%. So it's a bit like when golden packs came out and buying packs in the store became about 50% more valuable. Now with the draft events and the play boosters, they're about 50% more valuable as well. Now, these results, these stats from my experience are from Premier Draft events because I don't tend to do quick draft events. But the change in quick draft picks should follow a similar pattern, although when you're drafting against bots, they do slightly different things and they might be lower numbers overall. Still, it should increase by about the same amount. So this could go one of 2 different ways. You could either just be more tempted to pick only the rares because you'll have more rares coming up in different packs, and you might end up with a worse draft deck overall and you won't win as many matches. That's one thing that could happen. But alternatively, what might happen is you have the opportunity to pick from more than one rare when you're picking. So there might be one rare that's unplayable and another one that fits your deck pretty well. So you pick the one that fits your deck better, and you might end up with a better deck overall, and you're not losing out on any value because you still picked as many rares as you possibly could. You just didn't get the unplayable one. The reason why this is so great for people who tend to have a lower draft win rate, who would typically benefit more from playing quick draft rather than Premier Draft, is that the reward structure is so much flatter in quick draft. It doesn't necessarily matter as much if you get 2 wins rather than 3 wins in an event, whereas in Premier Draft, that really does make a big difference to the amount of gems that you're getting as a reward. So the strategy I would recommend for the average draft player, so pro draft players, stick your fingers in your ears because you won't want to hear this, pick the best rares that you can that fit your deck or play style if there's more than one, or if there's just one rare, pick that, and just build the best deck you can around them. You're going to end up with some rares that won't fit your deck. They're going to be completely different colors, but that's fine. You just need to make sure that you have enough playable cards for your draft deck. So you need at least 23 cards that will make your deck work, in addition to any lands you picked, which are hopefully the rare ones. But obviously, if you're a successful draft player, if you get a lot of wins, you're probably still going to get more value from playing Premier Draft, getting your 7 wins in your event. If that's you, then you know what you're doing, and my advice might not necessarily apply to you quite so much. And so lastly, I just want to compare this new quick draft value to buying packs in the store. And this is different depending on whether you're paying in gems or gold. So the question is, if you have 5,000 gold or 750 gems, is it better now to buy the packs in the store or to enter the quick draft? Or how many wins you need in a quick draft event to make it at least as valuable as buying the packs? Well, if you're paying 5,000 gold to enter the quick draft, you could have bought 5 packs from the store, which would give you about 9 rares worth of value. And the reason why it's 9 rares is because you get the 5 in the packs, you get another 3 equal to another 3 from half a golden pack, because you get a golden pack for every 10 packs you buy, and you get 92% of a wild card from opening those packs thanks to the wild card wheel on the pack opening screen. So I'm going to round that up and just say that's 9 rares worth of value. To match this value in a quick draft, you'll need to pick up around 7 rare cards from the actual picks if you get up to 1 win, because you also get a pack as a reward, so that kind of adds to the amount of value you get from the event. If you get up to 2 wins, then you want to pick at least 6 rares in the draft. If you get up to 3 wins, then 5 rares will be enough to match the value. If you get 4 wins, then 4 rares will be worth the same. The more wins you get, you're getting more gems in rewards, so it doesn't matter that much if you've picked that many rares in the draft. If you're getting fewer wins, you need to get rares from the picks in the draft packs. Otherwise, you're going to be getting less value than if you just spent money on the packs. And actually, packs do tend to work out slightly better in a way because you're more likely to get wild cards rather than specific rares, potentially unplayable ones. But if you're paying for the draft event in gems, it's only 750 gems rather than the 5,000 gold. So 5,000 gold is 5 packs worth. 750 gems is less than 4 packs worth of resources. So you're getting a discount by paying in gems instead, which basically works out about 6.5 rares in value. So you want to end up with more than that from doing your quick draft, make it worth more doing that than just buying the packs. So if you get up to 1 win, then you want to get at least 5 rares from picking from the packs. If you get up to 2 wins, then you need to have 4 rares from the packs. If you get 3 wins, then 3 rares from the pack is enough. For 4 wins, you need at least 2 rares. And if you get 5 wins, then you're winning 650 gems back, which means you've only spent a net amount of 100 gems, and you are getting a pack back as well. So you actually don't need to pick any rares from the draft in order for that to match the value of buying packs. The minimum amount of rares you can get from the event is basically 4.5, or roughly speaking 4.5. That's 3 guaranteed first picks from one from each of the packs, and you'll get some gems and you get at least 1 pack in rewards. So you're getting at least 4.5 no matter what as the bare minimum doing a quick draft event. So you only need a few extra rares to make quick draft more valuable than just buying packs. Now exactly how many rares you'll see and will be available for you to pick, I don't know. I can only tell you the results that I've seen. But what you can do is fill in a draft tracker, maybe similar to the one that I use, if you want to track how many rares you get in each draft event, so you can work out if it's more worth it for you compared to just buying the packs instead. But you don't have to track it at all if it seems like a bit too much work, because basically what this means is if you're doing draft events now and you're finding it valuable, then it's going to be more valuable than it was before. And if you don't like them at all, you can carry on avoiding them if you want. You still get pretty good amounts from just buying packs. And if you haven't tried drafting before, this is probably a good time to try it out just to see how many rares you can get. Because I didn't like drafting before, and I started giving it a try, and I found that I actually enjoy it quite a lot. And it's been worth a huge amount of extra rares in my collection compared to before I did any drafting. But if you are trying drafting for the first time, make sure you do some research. Got some videos on tactics in how to pick your draft cards, how to build your deck, and how to play the game, how to actually approach the game, because it's not the same as playing standard games. It does feel slightly different based on the cards you actually get, and you're not playing with as many rares. So let me know what you think about this change to draft events that's just come in with this set. Let me know what you think about that. And tell me whether you've noticed picking more rares in the draft than you did before. And also, as you're still here, don't forget to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because it really helps me out and it helps you out too, hopefully. And if you want to support the channel anymore, have a look at my Patreon link. There's some bonus content and things in there that are designed to help you as much as possible. And we've got monthly giveaways as well, so have a look at that and join in if you think you want to be part of that. But anyway, even if you don't, thanks for watching this video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.